Hey guys, today I'm just going to talk about why GPO PvP doesn't feel the same anymore. I'll go over some of the changes Phoeyu made, how they affected the game, and what we as players could do to improve things. If you enjoy the video, feel free to like and subscribe. All them one swings had a slight wind up before they connected. Now they land almost instantly after you click. A small timing change had a much bigger impact than you would think. The issue this creates is that when someone is M1ing into your block, the defender is already at an advantage and can easily punish the attacker. Because of this, M1 trading has almost disappeared from the game. Instead of having meaningful exchanges, most fights now devolve into players constantly spamming GPO and waiting for an opportunity to land a single on one. Phoeyu likely made this change to help heavy weapons, since they previously struggled in M1 trades. However, that wasn't a major issue because heavy weapons already had higher damage to compensate for slower attacks. When this change was introduced, the animations were also adjusted to match the new timing. Unfortunately, this made animations feel less fluid and reduced the overall satisfaction of combat compared to before. Fights feel less smooth, less rewarding, or less skillful, as you can see in the video. The GPO balance team has been ineffective at keeping the game's meta fresh. If you look at the meta from years ago up until today, many of the same things remain dominant. Ito, Rapier, Gura, Hiei, and other long-standing picks. Most changes they make feel insignificant, and the balance team's role should be more than just nerfing overpowered things, especially when they struggle to even address those issues properly. A good balanced team should create variety by introducing new viable options and encouraging different playstyles, rather than allowing the same strategies to dominate for years. One of the biggest issues is their approach to balancing moves. For example, they refuse to buff abilities like Helix Skewer because of advanced techs that can make the move true. Despite these techs only being known by a small percentage of the community, being banned in many PvP communities, balancing around obscure mechanics that most players do not use is a flawed philosophy, as it prevents weaker abilities from becoming viable. Another reason the balanced team struggles is their lack of connection with the competitive PvP community. The GPO admins do not allow them to join or affiliate with the GPO PvP hub, despite it having over 7,000 members and containing many of the game's strongest PvP players. By preventing direct communication with experienced players who understand the game at the highest level, the balance team misses out on valuable feedback, testing, and insight that could help improve their decisions. Overall, the balance team has shown a lack of understanding when it comes to maintaining a healthy PvP environment. The decisions often fail to address the bigger issues within the game, leading to the same meta staying dominant for years and limiting the potential for new strategies to develop. Without better communication with the competitive scene and a stronger understanding of the game's deeper mechanics, the advanced traders will continue to feel disconnected from the actual state of PvP. In early 2024, Phoeyu introduced a set of experimental changes that significantly impacted the game's movement mechanics and overall they ended up hurting the skill expression in PvP. One of the biggest changes was allowing players to M1 while dashing. This is an extremely strong mechanic that removes a lot of the timing previously required in fights. As a result, it lowers the skill gap between experienced and less experienced players, giving skilled players less incentive to improve or even continue playing. Another major issue is that players now retain their GPO momentum while running. This reduces the movement control during combat and makes engagements feel less deliberate. Instead of rewarding careful positioning and timing, the system now favours more chaotic and less skillful interactions, further lowering the skill ceiling. These changes were most likely intended to make the game more accessible, particularly for mobile players. However, in doing so, they've simplified the core mechanics that previously rewarded mastery, ultimately making combat feel less engaging and less skill based overall. Don't worry, there's still hope for GPO PvP. The GPO PvP hub already has 7,000 members and is continuing to grow. If we keep building the community, we can show Phoeyu that there's real demand for PvP to be improved and taken seriously. We host frequent events and tournaments with PCC and other rewards, giving players consistent opportunities to complete and improve. On top of that, we've created our own community-driven rules to make PvP more balanced and fair for everyone. We also provide trusted middleman services for wages where players have built up PCC plus value through competitive play. If you want to be a part of it, join us. Discord.gg/GPOPVP or check the link in the bio.